Thanks for choosing the Urban Scope podcast. Another crazy topic for you. Um, Pleasure P, formerly of Pretty Ricky, the R&B crooner, has made claims that he co-wrote "Lollipop," that was Lil Wayne's song off the Carter 3 album, the 2008 smash hit, the hit heard around the world. One of my favorite songs off that album. It was the lead-off single that got us kind of prepared for that the Carter 3 album. The well awaited Carter 3 album. Like I said, Lil Wayne put out thousands of songs, it felt like, before he actually released um, this song and this album. So it was very anticipated and very acclaimed, as it sold, I believe, 1.3 million in the first week, which was unprecedented for a hip hop album to do in the first week, unless you're like up there in the pop world and the country world, things like that. But for hip hop, it was a life changing album for him and one of his classic album, probably most considered his best album. But nevertheless, Pleasure P went on to Instagram Live to say he co-wrote the song with Static Major and Rex Zamore. He said that he needed his plaque and his money for the song, but no one cares about him anymore. Now, these are major allegations and claims. Um, like I said, Pleasure P didn't specify what part of the song he wrote. Now, from my assumption of just being on the outside looking in, not knowing anything about the background of this song, of who wrote it or who produced it or whatever like that, it seems like he's talking about the hook. Because like I said, Pleasure P is not a rapper, or he never claimed to be a rapper, or there haven't been any co-writing allegations he did on any other rap song, so I'm assuming he did the hook. But growing up, I always thought that Static Major did the hook. God rest his soul. He passed away a couple years after the song, but well, actually, I think during the song's time, because during the video, it had a "Rest in Peace Static Major" on there, um, which he used to be in a group called Player back in the day. But when you think about it, like I said, this was a shock to me. So when I saw it, I said I have to cover this topic because, like I said, it's a lot of co-writers on this song. Not only was Lil Wayne, it was Static Major, a guy named Rex Zamore, who I never heard of before, but Pleasure P is making allegations that he wrote the song and he didn't get paid for it and he didn't receive a plaque for it. Very successful song. Like I said, this song came out in 2008, but it's 2024 going on 2025 now. So why is he coming out with this now? Now, on the IG Live, they did say, according to Hip Hop DX, when I did it, it said that, he said that his son just got out of jail and he needs his money. So maybe he's in a tough spot financially. Who knows? But the ghostwriter is very important in hip hop, and they should be compensated for what they do and what they're going to do. Like I said, ghostwriting is a big thing in hip hop and most other genres, especially R&B, country, singing genres. People give them the credit, and no one really cares about the ghostwriting type stuff, because rap is supposed to be your autobiography, your words of what happened in your life. So if somebody else wrote it, it'll discredit you. It's similar to writing an autobiography. If you wrote someone else wrote your autobiography as they saw it, then it would just be a biography. So that's why ghostwriting is so important in hip hop, to not be disclosed. Because if you wrote it, people are gonna say, "Wow, you're not rapping about you didn't live what you rapped about. Somebody else is writing a movie for you, basically." But like I said before, T-Pain kind of talked about co-writing, ghostwriting in country music, which I'm still want to know what songs he wrote, because the Shabuzi song sounds like a T-Pain song, like he could have wrote that. But T-Pain said he won't disclose the songs he wrote because he knows a lot of racism in country music, and he don't want to expose himself and his family to that. So I understand the ghostwriting on that part, but in hip hop, it's something totally different. So, hopefully we'll stay tuned to this story and find out what happened as far as the song goes, or who wrote the song, and will Pleasure P just get paid or get his plaque and this story will go away, or will there be legal action on the behalf of Pleasure P? Like I said, there's a lot of legal action going around nowadays. People try to talk to you outside of court, but if you don't, they're going to take you to court, and it's going to be this big thing. And civil is such a messy process because it's not beyond a reasonable doubt; it's preponderance of the evidence. So they only need like a 51% chance of you likely owing someone some money, and then you have to pay it over. So it's going to be a very interesting situation that unfolds. But like I said, I think if he did write the song for Lil Wayne or co-wrote it for Lil Wayne, I think he should have negotiated better terms, or maybe he was getting paid under the table and the payment stopped. So maybe this is why he's, kind of, making these allegations public now, or making his claim more public now because he wasn't getting paid or the recognition anymore. Um, and if you wrote a song like Lollipop, which is one of the greatest songs in hip hop history, I would want my credit. I don't think I would want to go as a ghostwriter. I want to get my credit up front just to have my name on it and leave my legacy behind. Because as a ghostwriter, if no one tells it, then no one will know. And the hip hop artist, more than likely, is not going to go out of their limb and say that unless you pass away and, you know, they just have they just feel like they need to do it. But the ghostwriter is not new. For example, Saw How the Prince wrote for Kanye. A lot of people wrote for Kanye. Snoop Dogg admitted on his Malice in Wonderland album that he had a bunch of writers, and he stated that he got a bunch of writers not because he didn't want to write. It's just because he felt in R&B, when someone wins an award, 30 people get on stage and say they wrote this part, they wrote this part. He said, why can't we do that in hip hop? Now, no one else seemed to publicly follow that trend, but Snoop Dogg was trying to set a trend when he did that. It didn't go as planned, but he tried it. And Nas wrote for Will Smith on Just Cruising on the Men in Black soundtrack, and Nas wrote for Will Smith on the Getting Jiggy With It song. So there's a lot of ghostwriting in hip hop that we know about and some that we don't know about. And like I said, will Pleasure P consider legal action, or will this just go away and be a thing of the past once he gets his demands? So we'll stay tuned and figure out what happens next. And then until next time, we'll see you next time.